The aim here was a bold frontal assault on Germany's ally, Turkey. The plan was to sail into the Black Sea Straits, land at Gallipoli, march on Constantinople 100 miles to the northeast, and secure the strategically crucial Bosphorus.
At dawn on the 25th of April 1915, the Anzacs came ashore down there at Anzac Cove. They were actually about a mile north of where they should have been, probably because of strong currents. But the Turks were very quickly on the scene, and soon the beach was coming under a hail of rifle fire and shrapnel. By the end of the first day, 500 Anzacs were dead and 2,500 were casualties.
Among the Australian infantrymen was Sam Weingott from Sydney, son of a Jewish clothes manufacturer who had fled Russian persecution to make a new life in the British Empire.
Wednesday, 5th of May. Had a merry time with the enemy and fired close on 250 shots myself. Enemy do heavy damage with shrapnel, and I narrowly missed getting hit with a cap of a shell. Enemy keep up heavy gunfire, and the aim is very accurate. Mate of mine shot through the heart whilst asleep. Shell explodes in our trench, killing Captain Hill. Dead bodies outside the trench begin to smell. Terrible sights. Many lose their nerves. 29th of May. Tremendous bombardment by the enemy guns. One shell burst in my face, and although unwounded, was knocked out for a few minutes.
My rifle was twisted beyond recognition. That was one of Sam's last entries. On the 1st of June, in recognition of his bravery, he was promoted to Lance Corporal. On the 5th of June, he was shot in the stomach. He died on a hospital ship later that day.
Despite repeated attempts to break out, the Anzacs simply couldn't overcome dogged Turkish defence of the high ground. There seemed no alternative but to evacuate the Allied troops.
The legend of Gallipoli is of heroic Anzacs led to their deaths by effete and incompetent POM officers. It's a caricature, though it has a grain of truth. The reality was that the British had taken on what they thought was a defunct Oriental empire and lost. The Turks had been well schooled by their German allies and were much quicker to learn the new techniques of trench warfare. Their morale was also good, a combination of nationalism and religious fervour. Just as in the Boer War, the British had fatally underestimated the enemy.
The ill-starred campaign had cost more than 250,000 Allied casualties. But the German-Ottoman stranglehold on the Bosphorus remained. And with it, the threat to India.